being neurodivergent, which I mean, I'm not. I don't think so. I mean, even today, guys, I was running some errands, and the guy, like, you can tell, guys, when people, like, for example, like, if you have, like, extreme, like, autism, like, everybody around you, like, knows, like, there's just, like, this feeling you get, and you just know. Everybody, it's like, you can sense it. Like, I remember in high school, there's this autistic kid who used to sit in front of me in this fucking, what was it called, not sociology, psychology class, and this motherfucker would turn around all the time and talk about Thomas the Tank Engine. Just that's all this motherfucker would talk about. And just, like, random shit. And he just couldn't get the clue, right? He didn't have, like, the necessary social skills to, like, understand that, like, going on and on. Like, he didn't know when to stop talking, because there's, like, that disconnect. This is something you can't fucking learn. You can't change it. People underestimate, I know people clown on, personality and social skills, but it's important. Another thing as well, like, this is also what I can't stand at all. Like, when you are, like, neurodivergent, like, if you have, like, an extreme mental illness that, like, alters your personality, makes you, like, super low inhibition and, like, super manic and, like, really weird, people always treat you differently and, like, talk to you like you're a toddler. I could never take that. That was always so annoying to me. Like, anytime, like, you gotta, like, see it for yourself. Like, anytime people think, like, you're mentally fucked in the head, they talk to you like you're 5 years old. I've seen it all the time, like, in therapy and psychology, they talk to you like you're a baby because they think, like, oh, he's too stupid to understand. It's, like, insane. Like, it actually is. And I don't know, I always felt like even in, like, during middle school, like, when I had to, like, go through all this testing and bullshit, because, like, I'm not smart. I gotta talk more about my school experience, guys. Like, I did bad in school. I wasn't smart. I couldn't pass shit despite having so many tutors, and it just seemed like everybody, once they find out, like, you're stupid, right? When you start needing, like, an aid or something, they just treat you differently, and they don't talk to you the same anymore. They talk to you like you're a baby, and you're just like sitting there just stunted, like, what? Even, like, when I start talking, like, if I barge into a conversation, I just get, like, this weird feeling like these people just think I'm, like, fucking stupid. They just give me, like, this deer in the headlight type of look. And I'm like, I just stop talking, and I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Because, like, you could just sense it. I don't know how to explain this. This has happened, like, a lot where, in my life where I'll be, like, in a group or something talking, and the second I start talking, like, everybody just kind of has, like, this dopey, like, like, deer in the headlights look, and I get, like, uncomfortable and just stop talking, And it's just, I don't know how to explain that. It's just something I've had happen, just saying that. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But all I do know is, like, when people think you're, like, mentally ill, or when they know you're neurodivergent, they, like, put on, like, this act and, like, talk to you like you're just some, like, baby toddler. I can't stand when people do that. But also as well, I learned this. Same thing as well, right? Because I learned this too. Nobody wants to be around a depressed fuck. And, me, I'm fucking miserable. I always have super low energy. I don't want to talk to people. I just don't care about people anymore. Like, I'm just fed up and done. But I still, like, obviously, to, like, live life, you have to interact with some people, right? And I'm just so tired of, like, putting on this fucking, like, fake, like, this act, like, being, like, overly positive, like, yeah, guys, yeah, soy, let's go, yeah, bro, whoa. It's just so exhausting and draining, and oh my God, I can never talk about what I want to talk about, That's another thing, people are fucking boring. Even myself, everybody's fucking boring. Now, I don't know if, like, everyone else has the same act on. They probably do. Where they're depressed as shit as well, but they're just putting on this fake smile and fake overly social, overly happy. Like, I don't know, what's like super fucking popular right now? I actually don't even know. I'm not keeping up with much as of lately. Oh, that Defiant game. Bro, you heard about Defiant, bro? Holy shit, so fucking good, bro. Oh, it is so great, bro. And you just have to, like, be overly just, oh God, I don't know. And it's just so exhausting talking like that. But it's like everybody does it. there's like, I feel like there's like a standard thing with like everybody, like a standard way everybody has to act to like meet like the minimum requirement to be accepted by society. Like there's a certain way you have to act socially, certain things you have to say. Please, thank you, cocksuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, there's just like bare minimum requirements. And when you're like as depressed and miserable and defeated as I am, my God, it is exhausting. It is exhausting to just keep talking, and I just don't care anymore. I don't care about what the fuck people have to say. I don't want to approach anybody. I don't want to ask out girls. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know, because I feel like at the end of the day, I know exactly what's going to happen. That's what I was saying. It's like, you know, you've lived life with like all this like bullying and bullshit and negative reinforcement, like people just turning you down at every 5 seconds, that you by fucking default in your head know exactly what's going to happen. You know people are going to ignore you. You know people are going to like tell you to like F off, and you know girls are going to reject you. You know everyone's just, so you just shut down. And they're just like, why should I even talk to this person? Why should I even like compliment them? They're going to think it's weird. They're going to this, that, like, you know what I mean? They're just going to think you're fucking weird. And that's just what I think in my head. So that's why I'm like, what's the point? You know, like what's the point of even like trying to socialize? What's the point of trying to get myself out there when I know what the outcome is? And that's the funny thing. You technically don't know the outcome. But like I said, since you've had so much shit, garbage, and negative things happen, that's what your brain your brain can't ever think positive like this, guys. It can't. It never will. It's broken. It's fucked. I will always think like people are just gonna like fucking make fun of me or just talk down on me, regardless of what actually happens. Because I'm used to it. I'm just so used to it. You know, I'd say like around maybe like middle school is like when my social skills I just became like a hermit pretty much. Like when my social skills became shit, I just, you know, stopped talking to people. I just stopped talking to people. That's just what happened. Because like, you know, when you're a kid, right? Just social, everything's good, new to the world. And then you get a kick in the balls. And you're just like, fuck this. I don't really want to talk to people. And you get scared of talking to people and bullshit. Like I've seen people, guys, who have been so rewarded by life, you know, just for existing, and just that are just so happy all the time. You know, people are always happy to meet them. And people always underestimate, like, you know, the importance of looks all the time. All the time, man. You know, it's like when you have good looks, low inhibition, good social skills, you won. You really did win. I always find it funny too. Let me talk about this. You know, I know how there's this whole meme like, oh, bro, you know, be confident, bro. Just be confident. But the whole fucking hilarious irony in this, right? If you're an unattractive short dude, you know, who tries to be confident, everyone goes, oh, you're trying too hard. Oh, you're coming across as creepy, bro. Why is this balding short manlet so confident? He's a creep. It's like, you can't win with these normies. You just fucking can't. It's just one big gaslight, you know? And because like for someone who looks like me, for me to be overly confident and socially, like, you know, low inhibition, people are going to be like, yeah, this guy's fucking on drugs or weird. You know, she's too ugly to be confident. You know? And people think this. So, I don't know. I'm shutting down. I realized, like, why am I trying to, like, put myself out there so much? Like, why am I trying to just make shit happen? You know, when people don't even have any respect for me in the first place. Because, like, I feel like I've brought so much respect to people, and they just take advantage of it and shit on me. That's why now, you know, I'm looking more into, you know, doing CDL, because I just don't want to deal with people anymore. I'm just like, I just don't like it. I don't like it anymore. Because it always ends up going bad. You know, someone ends up getting pissed off, and I just don't care anymore. I don't care about talking to people. I just don't. And forever now, I'm always gonna be like this, you know? Always. You know, I remember, when I was a kid, I was like SpongeBob. I slowly turned into fucking Squidward. And there's no reversing Squidward, you know? And they all say as well, you know, trauma builds character, trauma builds cope. The fuck are you talking about? That ain't... Yeah, trauma builds character. If trauma built character, I'd be like, I don't know, invincible. You know, I know people be like, yeah, be hard, trauma, yeah, those traumatizing moments, yeah, you gotta keep getting out there and going back at it, yeah, builds character. It's building bullshit. I notice, like, the most traumatized people in the world by life, like, the most defeated motherfuckers in the world, end up on, like, serious, like, heavy medication, end up just fucked in life. They don't go anywhere. These guys get so stuck, and they're just finished for life. You know, they don't end up, there's just no, you know, blue-pilled happy ending for people who have had, like, horrible traumatizing lives and shit like that. Also reminds me as well, I actually remember reading this article about, you know, the whole trauma thing, whole PTSD, you know, from war veterans, you know, people who come back from war. There's a study done on basically the ones who get PTSD, and then the gaslighters who don't get it and say, it was all in your head. So basically the ones that didn't get PTSD, the study found the majority of them had extremely well upbringings, you know, parents, healthy relationships, and they were extremely, like, way more likely to come out with no PTSD at all. But they found that the ones who had really shit, you know, the subhuman upbringing like I had, you know, the ones that had that shit, constant bullying, no girlfriend, all that shit, their brains are shot, fucking screwed. Brain is just cooked, starched, depleted of just any sort of life form, just zombified, you know. And it's just over at that point. You know, just complete shut-in. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, trauma builds character, sure it does. Where did that even come from? I don't know, trauma builds shitty social skills, you know, and then just fucking stunted in life, you know, because I feel like that as well. Like, my brain hasn't developed at all. It's just stuck in the past, you know. I also find it fucking funny too how people go like, oh bro, you gotta get over the past, bro. Like, I don't even remember any of my childhood, bro. Like, I barely remember middle school. I barely remember high school. My high school was fucking fantastic, bro. My middle school was fantastic, bro. I don't remember any of it. It's like, yeah, I think that's why. You know, when you have like terrible shit happen to you, it doesn't leave you guys. It never will. It never does. I don't expect many people to understand that. But when you go through horrific, horrible shit, it doesn't leave you. And it sticks with you forever. Forever. And, you know, that's the reason why I'm just done. You know, I just don't want to talk to people. I don't think there's any social anxiety bullshit. Because when I do become low inhibition, I'm telling you, I always get in trouble all the fucking time. I always end up making people like really awkward, and I just end up walking away. You know, because like there's people everywhere. Like, I could just go up to like a random stranger and be like, hey, what's up, man? How's your day going? They'll be like, I don't want to talk to you. So there's no point in doing it. There's no point in talking to people.